What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Boston Bruins franchise mode series here at Dreams Gaming. This is Private Pen A, and we are in the playoffs. That is right, we finished second in our division. If you've been following along with the series, last video had a little bit of hiccup with the audio, unfortunately. So we're hoping that does not happen again in this video. Hopefully, we can get the live commentary for the first playoff series ever. So the Canadians and Kevin Shattenkirk beat us out in the division by 1 point, but all that is wiped away now as we are in the playoffs and we are matched up with the Buffalo Sabres in round 1, and we will have home ice advantage. So the first thing I want to do is go take a look at the Buffalo Sabres. Um, and so yeah, I really don't have any filler to put in right now, so just gonna get right to it. Their ratings are pretty similar to ours, but our goalie's a little bit better. So 93, 91, and 88 for them. 93, 91, and 90 for us. They should have Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel should be their best player. He's pictured there alongside Patrice Bergeron, who does not have an A for some reason. So there's our lines. We want to view opponent. Yeah, Eichel's a 94 overall after 1 year. Whoa! Henrik Zetterberg. Holy shit. Is that a defense? No, Johan. Okay, I thought that was Jakob Larson as their third line left winger. He's a defenseman. So they got Evander Kane, Jack Eichel, and Kyle Okposo. So they got a few really physical guys here on their first line. So hopefully they don't manhandle us throughout the series and manhandle our top lines. But that's a pretty scary first line. They got really good players there. And even the second line, even with Tyler Ennis on it, they have an 88 and a 90 in Zetterberg and Reinhart. So those guys are going to be more skilled in that first line, a little bit less physical. And so that second line might put up even more points than their first line does. But so that's a pretty scary top six. Even with Tyler Ennis in it, it's still pretty damn good. So the third line, Johan Larson, Ryan O'Reilly, probably the best third line center in the NHL at an 89 overall, and Marcus Foligno. So O'Reilly's the scary factor there. Outside of him, Foligno's a power forward, and Larson has four-star physical. O'Reilly 4.5-star physical. So this team, they're a pretty rough and tumble team. They're gonna be skating fast, hitting hard, and hopefully we can overcome that. Their fourth line, they got Nicolas Deslauriers, another 5-star physical category. Gergensons or Gergensons, one of the two, I'm not sure. We'll call him Zim. So Zim, a 4-star physical, and then Matt Molson as an 82 overall. So Zim as an 85 overall is a pretty damn good fourth line center. But that fourth line outside of Zim isn't too scary. But overall, they have a really good forward core, a really good top six, and an insane third line center. So looking at their defense, it's pretty good. Not anything fantastic. Nothing super over the top. Obviously, they are led by Rasmus Ristolainen, 90 overall, still high elite, only 23 years old. My goodness, he's going to be a force throughout the NHL, throughout this series, throughout the franchise mode series, and throughout this playoff series. So they got Ristolainen and Kulikov on their top pairing, and then McCabe and Bogosian at 84 and 86 on the second pairing, and Josh and Cody Franson on their third pairing. And in the net, it should be Robin Lehner. Yeah, 87 overall Lehner, and Linus Ullmark as their backup at 79. So I'm going to go take a quick look at how they performed through the regular season. And kind of see which of their lines is doing better than the rest. And here's just a quick look at our lines once again. As a refresher, we have a pretty insane third line ourselves, and a pretty damn good top six, even with Mikko Rantanen in there. And then the fourth lines are relatively even. Probably give them the edge just due to Zim being a better fourth line center than anything we have. But our third line of 87, 87, 84, skilled guys putting up mad points on the third line, should compete with their third line. So it looks to be a fairly evenly matched series, and if anything, we have the edge in net. So it's going to be a close series. If either team gets swept or if it's a 5-game series, I will be surprised. We might be in for a long one here, boys. Of course, you guys can see already how long the video is going to be, but I have no idea yet. We're going to find out. I don't really have any filler. Like I said earlier, just not until the series starts, then I'll have something to talk about. But we're going to roll 4 lines. Maybe roll 3 lines, because that 4th line is not the best. But so yeah, let's get to the Buffalo Sabres, as I had a momentary lapse in where the hell the stats were. And I clicked the team stats. This is just fantastic. I'm navigating these menus fantastically to start out this video. Yeah. Not pretty. Mental mistakes all over the place. Common theme throughout my videos. But here's their lines, or here's their scoring for the season. Jack Eichel, 71 points, led the team. And their third best scorer was their third line center, and Ryan O'Reilly. I don't know if Zetterberg was on their team the entire season. Actually, I think he was. I think in our trade video, in the draft video, I mentioned that he was traded to the Sabres on draft day. So I think he's been on the team the whole season. But it looks like they don't have quite the distribution at the top in terms of points that we do. So maybe we can see that happen. See that have an effect on the series. Maybe they're only going to get, as my controller batteries are low. That's good. And that just completely threw me off. Yeah. So depth scoring for us is going to be huge. Getting scoring from all of our top 9, our top 3 lines is going to be huge. Okposo, I believe he was on their first line. O'Reilly the third. Kane also the first. And then Reinhart and Zetterberg were on the second, with Ennis, who's way down here at 27. So yeah, Ennis is definitely a weak link for them in their top 6. So that's what they look like on the season. Forgot to check out Laner, but we're going to go with it. Yeah, let's get right into it. I don't really have anything else to say. I said that 3 times now. Fantastic. I should have come up with some talking points before I started this video. Anyways, so we're going to get right into the game here. Whoa, there we go. Patrice Bergeron, first shot of the playoffs, was a goal for us from Patrice Bergeron, scored on Robin Lehner before I could even sim the period. And we have a power play. I'm going to let this power play happen before I sim the rest of the period. We'll go ahead and speed that up a little bit to ×4. Okay, so the power play didn't happen, and they have a 5-on-3, 4-on-3. I don't know. Okay, first period. They got one from Ryan O'Reilly with 3 minutes left. Damn it. We couldn't take a lead into the second period despite getting that early goal. Did we take a lot of penalties? Oh my god, at these penalties. So we had 4, they had 3. Joe Moore delay a game. I never want to see that again after the Senators series in real life. Oh my god. If you guys haven't seen the game where the Bruins played the Senators, it was either I think it might have been game 5, maybe game 6, but the Bruins had 3 delay game penalties in the first period, and that really hurt us. So whatever. Moving on to the second period. First period was a wash. We got goals from Tyler Johnson and Riley Nash. They got one from Jack Eichel. So there we go with the depth scoring. Our 3 goals thus far have come from 3 different lines. We got one from our first, one from our third, and one from our fourth. That's good to see. They got one from Eichel and O'Reilly. So 2 different lines for them as well. But it's good to see that we're getting a depth scoring. We'll go 8 times here. So we need to hold on to this lead. Hopefully Tuukka Rask can bring us home. Pretty even in shots thus far, and those numbers are staying pretty much the same in the third period. Good to see that we're not just sitting back on that lead. Oh shit, they got a power play. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. We killed it off. 2 minutes, 1 minute. Come on. Kyle Connor scored one. Wasn't even an empty net yet. Wow, with a minute left. So Kyle Connor got us a goal. 2 fourth-line goals for us. Like I said, depth scoring is going to be huge for us in these playoffs, and especially in this series. After we looked at the Sabres stats for the season, really lacking that depth scoring. Nice to get us on the board real quick in that category. So, very optimistic outlook after game 1. And I did not look at the 3 stars of the game. I should have done that. Shit. Oh well. I would imagine that a couple of guys from our 4th line might have been on there. And then maybe... I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate. We're just going to get right into it. Game 2, first period. And we are in a hole. Within the first 5 minutes, they scored 2 goals from Ryan O'Reilly and Matt Molson. So, Molson there on the 4th line, and then O'Reilly on the 3rd line. They're getting bottom 6 scoring. 3 out of their 4 goals thus far this series. We got one from Pastrnak on our 1st line. The only line that hasn't showed up for us in the goal scoring category is that 2nd line. So 2nd period, and speaking of the 2nd line, there's Mikko Rantanen getting one for us to tie it up. Kyle Poso scored to take the lead, and Daniel Sedin with 19 seconds left, tied the game up. Tie game after 2. Another tight game in this series. Pretty even in shots as well. So let's move right into simulating this 3rd period. Got to do the 8 times once again. So hopefully, there we go. Tyler Johnson, fantastic. That's another 3rd line goal for us. Patrice Bergeron, 1st line. There we go. We're getting scoring from every line, and we're on the power play. Looks like we got this game wrapped up. We're going to be taking a 2-0 lead into Buffalo. Fantastic start for the series, and fantastic start for our Stanley Cup playoff run as Bergeron puts another one in the net. 6-3 victory in Game 2. We are in a commanding position, holding on to home ice as the 3 stars are right there. Sedin, Marchand, and Bergeron putting up multi-point games. Just a fantastic all-around performance there for the Bruins. And this is a very, very encouraging sign. After these first 2 games, it looked like it was going to be an even series, and thus far it has not been. Although one could argue that the games were closer than the score. We are +5 in 2 games, but multiple point games also for Tyler Johnson and David Pastrnak, as Backes, Krug, and Rantanen all at a point. We're up 2-0. We are up 2-0 and headed into Buffalo. This is great. This is great. I did not think we'd be performing this well, but I'm ecstatic that we are. I really want to perform in these playoffs, and try to get that Stanley Cup in year 2. As scouting just throws off everything that I was thinking. I believe I was doing goalies last time, so we'll do goalies for 3 weeks there. Whatever. So now we're heading into Buffalo. Game 3 at Buffalo. If we win this game, this series is over, and we might be in such a position that that we can close this series out in 4 or 5. Like I said, would not happen at the beginning of this video. I said this series would go 7 or 6, and if it was 4 or 5, I'd be surprised. So I'm just beating a dead horse here, but the depth scoring is really helping us out. We're getting scoring from all 4 lines. Rolling 4 lines, 60 minutes of hockey. We're getting pucks deep, getting pucks to the net, and we're winning some hockey games. So, first period, game 3, nothing. Shots were 8-8. In terms of quality, neither team can get shots from the left side of the net. We probably had better quality shots than they did. We were on the right side of the screen over there. We got 2 right in front of the net. Couldn't put either one of them home. So that's how the first period went. So let's go ahead and get on to the second period. They got one from Eichel, and they are out shooting the shit out of us. 23-13. My goodness, that period was terrible for us. I bet we were on the penalty kill for quite a bit. Eichel had 4 straight shots there. Didn't get a shot in the last 14 minutes of play. Penalties? Did we take any penalties? Only 1. Zaka got a slashing minor. And we've had 3 power plays, could not convert. Alright, so that's poor play in the second period there. Let's move on to third, and Johan Larsson gets one from quite an angle. Power play goal from Rantanen. It's a major, or is it a double minor? It was a double minor. Got one right back, though, from Rantanen. We need to score here. They're still shooting us by 10, so We're not getting any shots on net. We did not get a shot on net for forever at the end of that game. My goodness, the last 13 minutes. So we went the last 14 minutes of the second period and the last 13 minutes of the third period without getting a shot on net. That's not how you win hockey games, man. When we're down by 1 in the third period and they get 5 shots in the last 3 minutes and we get 0, that's just how you lose. That's how you lose every single game right there. We got to get more shots on net. They doubled us up in shots. My goodness, what a terrible performance right there from the Bruins. So I think a little bit of my overconfidence leaked into the team, even though Tuukka Rask was still the first star. A little bit of my overconfidence leaked into the team, and they decided not to show up for Game 3 in Buffalo. So 2-1, still have home ice advantage. We still have the opportunity to steal a game in Buffalo. That's not what I wanted to look at. So we're still in a good position. Nothing to worry about until we lose a home game. We can win every home game in this series and still win the series. So we see quite a bit of -2 guys here. So Rantanen scored on the power play from Marchand and Bergeron. But the -2 guys, so that first line and that second defensive pairing, all five of those guys were out there for both of our goals against. So that's not a very encouraging sign, given that our first line forward should be our best guys defensively. Looking at the guys that are out there. So oh well. Around the league, the Habs, are they gonna get shut out in the first round? No, they stole Game 4. So Senators went up 3-1 on the Habs. Lightning up 3-1 on the Jackets. Ducks up 3-1 on the Stars. Canucks 3-0 on the Coyotes. And everyone else is two wins are the max. So Game 4 in Buffalo. This is a must-win for the Sabres for sure. And for us, it'd be nice if we won game. We don't need to win, but at the same time, we obviously do not want to give up a game here. So let's just get right into it. First period. We are blowing it right now. Zetterberg and O'Reilly score for the Sabres. They're only out shooting us by 2. Did we get any good chances at least? We had 2 sort of from in front of the hash marks there, but didn't get anything other than that. The rest of the shots were from the point. And so we only, I don't know what's going on right now. Hopefully we perform better in the second period here, and we do not. Actually, we did. We outshot them by quite a margin in that second period. Look at that fucking flurry on the left side of the screen there of those shots. My goodness, put so many shots on net, but we could not get a goal. So if we play like that in the third period, I think we will have a chance to win and a chance to come back. But we're starting it off very poorly as Tyler Ennis scores from the half fucking boards. Tuukka Rask, what are you doing? Let somebody score from way out there. Power play. Okay, we got one from Daniel Sedin right there on the power play. Hopefully that can spark us to a comeback. Another power play. We'll give up that opportunity, and we will be losing Game 4. So looks like we're headed for that long series like I predicted at the beginning of the video. So we did. They had one shot after in the last 14 minutes of the period, last 14 minutes of the game, and yeah, other than the empty netter, we're not counting that. But whoa, we scored from way down there. No, never mind. They're going to the left and we're going to the right. Okay, so that was Game 4. We lost 4-1. Poor showing on the road for the Bruins. We need to win one of those 2 games to really set ourselves apart in this series. I'm gonna check out the performance, the game stats. A goal from Sedin, from Pasternak and Johnson on the power play. -2s for that third line, and a bunch of -1s for pretty much everybody else except for our top line and a couple of other forwards. So 2-2 series. Basically a best of 3 from here on out. We got 2 home games, so if we win both of those, we are fine, and we will be advancing to the next round. lose one of those home games, we're probably going home to play some golf. So no series has been won yet. A bunch of 3-2s and a bunch of 2-2s. So we're going to head right in to Game 5. Back in Boston. Back at home. We really need this game. I believe this is a must-win for us. If we lose this game, we have to win. Back-to-back games on the road and a Game 7 at home. So let's get right into it. First period, nothing going. We're getting outshot 13-7. That's not good news, but their shots were absolutely everywhere on the ice. So it looks like they're just getting shots from wherever they want. And so that's not good. We need to play better in the second period. Torrey Krug gets a goal for us. We're being outshot 25-12. What the hell happened that period? Who cares? Because we are winning this hockey game right now. Somehow. Krug scored from the right point. Was it a power play goal? 14:54, so yes, it was a power play goal on the Jake McCabe elbowing, and they took a penalty 5 seconds after our goal. Another penalty in the period, and we could not score. So maybe our power play is something to look at in terms of potential improvements in our lines. But we're going to go ahead and get in this third period. We're getting severely outshot this game. We need that to turn around in this period. Power play. Yes, Patrice Bergeron. As I say, I'm going to change the power play lines if we get a power play goal. I love how EA listens to you in the franchise modes. Fuck, Sam Reinhart scored. Okay. Come on, boys. 4 minutes left. Just hold on to it. Torrey Krug again. Fantastic. All right, so we're up 3-2 in the series on the Buffalo Sabres. Need to win one more game, either on the road or at home. As I was saying, I love how EA listens to your games. It seems like many a time I've seen a guy in a franchise mode say that they need a goal scored, and then a goal pops up right after that. But it's the other team that scores every single time. EA listened to me when I said I wanted to change our power play lines because they weren't performing, and then we scored a power play goal. So that's the opposite of what normally happens. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point, but the Habs came back from a 3-0 deficit against the Senators. Come on, Senators, close out the series. I'd love the opportunity to play Montreal in the playoffs and get revenge for Kevin Shattenkirk and have that rivalry series. But at the same time, I don't want to lose that series to them and be bested once again by the Habs. So I just want the Senators to win there, so we don't have to have that risk against the Habs. The Lightning beat the Jackets, and the Canucks and the Ducks move on for the second round rhyming match in the Western Conference. So there's going to be a rat battle over there in Anaheim and Vancouver. So we're going to go ahead and get into this next game. Hopefully we can close out the series here. Do not want the stress of a Game 7 on my shoulders. First period, Game 6. We're back in Buffalo where we are 0-2. First period. Okay. Not bad. Evander Kane and David Backes even scoring in the first. We're outshot by 6. Common theme in the series is we're getting outshot, so we're not playing well in terms of that. But we do have the advantage in the goaltending. As I stumble over my words, per usual, Tuukka Rask is outplaying Robin Lehner. As the burps return, my goodness. All right, let's keep going. Second period. Okay, even once again, Bergeron and Tyler Ennis score as we give up one late in the period. Are you fucking kidding me? Tyler Ennis scored from the opposite side of the red line on Tuukka Rask. This game, if we lose this fucking game, oh my god, if we lose this game, dude, if that is a deciding goal, I'm gonna flip shit. He scored from the other side of the red line. Why is he? How? EA. Okay, alright. I'm going to ignore that. That goal didn't happen. Third period. We outshot them by 1 that period. So, Hosang, yes. Marchand, yes. Okay, there we go. There we go. Rantanen, alright, boys. Sedin, oh my god. Oh, EA, thank you for listening. Thank you for turning this game around and saving me from the frustration of having a I don't even know how many footer from Tyler Ennis make a difference. So an absolute offensive explosion, 3 lines, scoring 4 goals there in the third period. Outshot them by 9 that period. My goodness. Thank you. We are headed to the second round, boys. First time in the playoffs in this franchise mode series. As my controller died, I was wondering why it wouldn't let me go over. Alright, whatever. I'm not editing this out. Battery change. Need a pit stop for the controller here. Oh, it's a good thing the mic doesn't cut out when the controller does. Otherwise, this would be a very awkward couple of minutes as I get new batteries. Rechargeable batteries are the way to go for your controllers. I would have had to buy so many packs of batteries by now, but I've only had to buy 4 rechargeable batteries and a charger. They've lasted 4 years. All right, it works again. We can move. We can go through these screens. Fantastic. 3 stars for the game. Marchand, Backus, and Bergeron. The first line, all with a goal and 2 assists. So the first line really clicked there in that pivotal Game 6, the series clinching game. Finally won one in Buffalo. We won the playoff series. So Pastrnak with 2 assists. And this is what the plus minus looks like. So first trip to the playoffs in this franchise mode series, and we get a playoff series win. We're headed to the second round to play the winner of the Canadiens and the Senators. Who is that going to be? Simulate day. We're going to find out right after this. So the Capitals clinch their series, and we have 3 Game 7s in the first round. We will be playing the Montreal Canadiens as they came back from a 3-0 deficit. The Ottawa Senators blew a 3-0 lead. Make it a meme. They're worse than the Warriors. And the Wild are also advancing, and they will be playing the Colorado Avalanche. So here we go. Second round matchup against the Montreal Canadiens, boys. We're going to go look at how our team did in the first round. Then we're going to wrap up this video. We will start next video, and next video will be our playoff series with the best rivalry in hockey, the Bruins and the Canadiens. Fuck what you heard. That's the best rivalry. So our goals for 3.5 is insane. If we can sustain this throughout the playoffs, we will have a cakewalk to the Stanley Cup. And the 2-3-3 goals against, same thing there. Probably one of the best in the league. As we see, the Lightning and the Wild were sub 2, but those are not sustainable numbers. We had 6 power play goals in 6 games. That's pretty damn good at 26%. So I talked shit about our power play, but it turns out they did pretty well. So I'm going to talk shit about them next series as I fuck up once again. I will talk shit about our power play percentage next series in order to give them a little kick in the ass, and hopefully they can score more goals if I do that. Penalty kill. Only give up 1 shorthanded. Only give up 1 goal while we were shorthanded. Only on the penalty kill 11 times. That's good. 91%. 3-0 at home. Only 1 and 2 on the road, but that is good enough to get it done as long as we have home ice advantage. So if we cannot perform well in this next series where we don't have home ice advantage, if we cannot perform well on the road, we will struggle. We might be eliminated. So we had 4-point-a-game guys and 2 guys with 5 points in 6 games. That's great to see. Marchand leading the way with 9 points. Bergeron 8. Sedin 7. So big dick pickup right there in the off season with Daniel Sedin. I think it was the off season. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Pretty sure we've had him all season. And I got 2 series going right now. Got the Bruins and the Blues, and it's tough to keep them straight. keep them separated. I kind of forget when moves were made and when stuff happened, so forgive me if I'm wrong. I will look utterly and really stupid if I am wrong, but Sedin was a good pickup for us. Tyler Johnson, the free agent signing, I know when that happened. It happened in free agency in the offseason. Rantanen, kind of a throwaway in my mind trade. He's coming up big for us in the playoffs with 3 goals in 6 games. And then the rest of the roster is there. One guy that didn't show up was Ho-Sang. He's on the third line with Sedin, who had 7 points, and Johnson, who had 5. But Ho-Sang only 1 point in 6 games. So if he does not perform next series, or if he doesn't score any points at all, we might look to move him down to the 4th line, and or just make some changes. I don't know what yet, but that's a potential area for improvement right there. Tuukka Rask had to be really good in net this series. With a 217 GAA, that's pretty damn good, and a 926 save. So those are good numbers for a goaltender, even in the playoffs. So that's what it looks like. It's a tough 6-game series, as we expected, but we played very well, and we were able to come out on top. So if you enjoyed this video, if you like watching the Bruins win playoff series, like and subscribe. There will be more to come, more playoff series wins. Even if they don't come this season, they will come in the future, guaranteed. So tune in next time to see us take on the Montreal Toilet Bowls. Their logo looks like a fucking toilet. So if we don't beat the Toilet Bowls, I'm gonna be pissed. Rivalry matchup. It's gonna be Wednesday night rivalry, all 7 games if it goes 7. And so yeah, just tune in next time. I'm drawing out this ending way too far. Watch the next video whenever it comes up, and watch us beat the Montreal Canadiens, because fuck the Habs.